Today we are talking about the driver and I'm going to show you 5 awesome tips in under 5 minutes. So welcome back to Forest of Arden, where it is not that cold, but it's pretty windy and it is very, very wet. The golf courses are actually closed at the moment, but we're talking about driver. And I'm going to give you 5 tips that you can take straight to the golf course, which are going to help you hit the driver longer and straighter. And we're going to do all that in under 5 minutes. So in this particular video, you're going to learn about how it is very, very important we get the tee height correct. You're going to learn about ball position. You're going to learn about shoulder alignment, a transitional move to help you hit the ball straighter, and something you can do through impact. Put all these together and you're bound to hit the driver further and straighter than you currently are. Just before we get started, if you're not part of my channel, I'd love you to be part of our community. Down in the description box below is a clickable link which will allow you to do just that. It is absolutely free, and just give that bell icon a click as well. That just means you'll be notified each time I upload a video. So let's get into these 5 tips in under 5 minutes. I'm hoping I'm going to get it under 5 minutes. So let's start with number 1. So hitting the driver well starts when you tee that golf ball up, and tip number 1 is to make sure you tee that ball at a good height. You can see here that I've got this golf ball teed nice and high, where I've got around about half of the golf ball above the top of the club head. Now it is going to depend on each individual golf swing, but the worst drivers of the golf ball tend to tee the ball far too low, and that tends to promote movements which create this over the top move, and it promotes a downward and a leftward strike, which tend to give low shots, spinning shots and slide shots. So tip number 1 is just to make sure you get that golf ball teed nice and high, when half the golf ball at least is above the top of the club head. So tip number 2 is all to do with where you position the golf ball relative to your body. And I really want you to make sure that the golf ball is much closer to the target than the zip or the buttons on your shirt. Now, we tend to relate golf ball position to where it is in the feet. And if I took my setup here, you can see how that golf ball is nicely forward in my stance. That's a really good reference point. But we're going to undo all of that good work if we start to get our upper body shifted too much towards the target. So whilst I'd like the golf ball to be forward in the stance, for me, it's far more important that we get the middle of you, your sternum, behind the golf ball, as you can see here. So yes, let's have the ball more up in the stance, but I really want you to focus on getting the sternum behind the golf ball. If we can couple that with number 1, where a ball is teed nice and high, we're giving ourselves a great chance there to create an upward hit, and that's going to give you some more distance from the tee. Number 3 is all about something you can do to affect the path of the club through impact. Now, this tip is kind of more for the golfers who tend to fade the ball and slice the ball. And if that is you, your golf club is tending to swing left of your target. Part of the reason for that is that the golf ball is so far forward in your stance that when the golf club strikes the golf ball, it's in the process of arcing left. And that's nothing you do wrong, that's just physics. The later we hit the golf ball, the more likely it is that the path is the left. So tip number 3 is just to really make sure that when your body alignment is, let's say, at your target, which is middle of the fairway, or in this case it's the green in the distance, actually trying to create a slightly more closed position in your shoulders. All we're really trying to do there with our shoulders is just offset the fact that the golf ball is so far forward in our stance. If the ball forward means the path is left, we can change that a little bit with our shoulders being slightly closed. So the sensation for you at setup is to have the lead shoulder in front of the trail shoulder, and make sure that if you're viewing your golf swing from where that camera is, you can see quite a bit of that lead forearm at setup, rather than in this position here where the shoulders are left, which encourages that leftward path. Tip number 4 is all about something you can do in transition to again help you with some of the things we've already discussed. Path and attack angle. The most common of those two, when we see people struggling with this golf club, is that the path tends to be left and the attack angle tends to be down. So the sensation I want you to have from the top of your golf swing is that you're actually trying to get the club head to go down to the ground and behind you relatively early. So you can see I'm demonstrating that move here. Now, if I do this on its own, it looks quite strange, but it's only quite strange because I'm not rotating my body. If I was to make this movement here and rotate my body, suddenly we actually get the golf club lower to the ground and more behind the hands. And a golf club which is lower to the ground and more behind my hands promotes a more rightward swing and a more upward hit. And for many of you struggling with a driver, that's really going to help. So a very, very simple concept is from the top of the golf swing to rotate your body and push the club head down to the ground behind you. You'll be surprised at how that really influences your path and your attack angle, and that's going to help you hit straighter, longer drives. Final tip, the first 4 are going to help you hit the ball straighter, I'm hoping. So tip number 5 is to help you get a little bit more distance from those new straighter tee shots. And this one is a concept, an idea, and something you can really do straight out on the golf course. What I'd really love you to do is actually through the hit, and when we say through the hit, we're kind of talking from, let's say, last parallel through to that impact area, is really quite aggressively push from your left side. If your transition is good, you should have started to shift some pressure into that lead side. So really, as we come through to this position here, we really want to feel like we're pushing away from the ground. Lead leg is starting to straighten. That's going to create some upward and rotational movement in my lead hip, and that's going to help my lead shoulder move up and around as well. All those things influence the grip of the golf club, create a force on that grip to add some speed into the club head. There's a lot of technical stuff that's happening there, but you can simplify that with take your starting position and then just feel like through the impact you're really pushing off the ground with your left side. All the best players who hit the ball the longest are doing this with their driver. So a real push through that left side is going to help you add some speed to that swing. So 5 pretty quick tips which will help you change your path, help you hit up on the ball, and help you add some club head speed, which are really key things that we need to do with the driver. If you can manage those things, the path, the face, and the attack angle, then we're really going to start to hit straighter shots. And then if we can start to hit straighter shots, a bit of confidence, a bit more speed in the club head, helps you hit the ball a little bit further, and it's such a powerful thing to be able to hit this driver long and straight from the tee. It makes the game so much easier. So thank you very much for watching. Really hope that video helps. This is the second video I've done where I'm trying to bring you 5 tips under 5 minutes. The first video did got some positive comments, so let me know below, did you like this video? Because I can do plenty more of these on different areas of the game to give you some quick advice to help you perform better. Thanks for watching. Usual stuff is down below. Like button, comments box, and remember to give that subscribe button a click if you're not already a subscriber. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here again soon.